Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the final week of the regular season of P4G Pokemon for Glory. My name is CBAD, coach of the Detroit Steelwings. We are here taking on my friend Ellie and the Shanghai Dragons. I am very excited for this matchup. It has been such a roller coaster of a season. If you guys have been here since day one, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new, leave a like, subscribe for more Draft League content. After the regular season of the P4G, I do have a little bit of a side project. I talked about it earlier on in this in the Draft League, but it'll be pretty much an off-screen league that I had done behind this that I'll be making a little bit of a movie on. So very excited for you guys to see that one. I went undefeated during the regular season as of recording. We're going into playoffs next week again as the date of recording. So it's been a fun time over there as well. So tune in for that. Also, we do have the Pokemon Premier League coming up shortly, so you do not want to miss that. Ellie's team is fun to prep against, and fun with a big asterisk because there is so much that can go on in so many different ways. I really like her team. We are coming off of a very needed win against Joey Pokegame last week, winning 1-0. And playoffs are looking very snug. This week can go a lot of way for a lot of different people. We'll talk a little bit more about that after the match. But if you guys do want to hop right on ahead to the battle, there'll be some text floating somewhere on screen in post-production. I always recommend you guys watch the team builder so you guys know what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. I don't feel I have cooked as much with this week as I did last week. So if you really like the really off-the-wall stuff, I don't necessarily know if I have too much of that this week, but hopefully I'll bring enough surprise to catch Ellie off guard and just see if I brought the better six. So we'll take a look at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your support all season. You guys are going to start to see some teams appear on screen right about now. My opponent has a team that consists of Politoed, Lucario, Moltres, Flygon, Floatzel, Whimsicott, Jolteon, Hisuian Quillfish, Farigiraf, Cacturne, and Clawitzer. Ellie's two Terra captains are Cacturne, terrestrializing into a Dark, Poison, or Fairy type, and Clawitzer, terrestrializing into a Water, Dragon, or Electric type. Some fun notes going into this week's team builder, which I'm hoping to take advantage of, is that Ellie does not have any hazard removal. We did actually pick up after she had dropped Talonflame, I believe for Moltres. We were able to pick up Talonflame, so we were able to grab a defogger at her expense, and as a result, there is no way of removing hazards, so I'm hoping I can take a little bit of advantage of that. Another thing is that she does not have like the best normal resist. There is no ghost type that she has, no Terra types that are a ghost, and then Lucario is probably going to be a little bit more offensive if anything. So those are just some preliminary thoughts that I went into. That, and it's a rain matchup. We do have some rain abusers that hopefully we can sneak in the back end of the rain team that she's got there and take advantage of that, but we'll see exactly what happens. First and foremost, taking advantage of a little bit of the lack of hazards is going to be Dazzle the Gastrodon. Now, he is holding a Citrus Berry with the Storm Drain ability. We have Stealth Rock, Spikes, Ice Beam, and Earth Power, 248 EVs in HP, 196 in defense, 64 in special defense with a Bold Nature. Now, Gastrodon, in my opinion, handles a majority of Ellie's team. We don't like setup Lucario. We don't like, we have the Ice Beam to help out with the Flygon. We're really here to kind of help with Floatzel with between Storm Drain, and then our defensive investment will help us like avoid a strong 3-hit KO from like Double Edge Floatzel or something like that. Jolteon we can sit in front of pretty nicely. It has no grass coverage, no HP grass, which is good. Hisuian Quillfish can Toxic us. I don't really want to deal with that too much. Farigiraf does get some coverage as well. We got to be careful of that. Cacturne is a big no. And then Clawitzer we can work on a little bit okay if it's modest specs. Depending on the move that you lock yourself into, we can either stay in and continue to do what we're doing, or we can swap and come back in later. Citrus Berry over leftovers. Gastrodon's sole purpose here is to hopefully scare something out like the Hisuian Quillfish. We can get an Earth Power, be able to block Jolteon from doing Jolteon things, and then threaten the Flygon out with Ice Beam. Stealth Rocks and Spikes go a long way. Stealth Rock, she only has one Pokemon weak to rocks on her team, and it's Moltres. If Moltres shows up, I'd be shocked to find it's not Heavy Duty Boots, but bringing the rocks just in case, it also does help us chip down the Flygon just a little bit. Spikes go a long way in this matchup, just being able to constantly wear things down on the Switch if we can just keep that offensive momentum up. Ice Beam, Earth Power, like I was talking about, keep a good pulse on most of her team. There's some Pokemon we obviously don't want to stay around on, but that's really the idea here, is to get as much hazards up as we can. If we need to use it as any sort of a defensive pivot from something like Jolteon, we can do so. Next up, we are bringing Serpentius the Servine. He is rocking his choice scarf with the contrary ability. We have Leaf Storm, Terra Blast, Glare, and Synthesis. 8 EVs in HP, 252 in special attack, 248 in speed with a modest nature. We are running the Stellar Terra type this week. Servine is outpacing the entirety of Ellie's team, barring any Scarfers that go past Jolteon, or any Rain Abusers. She does have Swift Swim Floatzel and Swift Swim Hisuian Quillfish on there, so just some things to keep in mind there. Leaf Storm just starts to go a little bit unchecked if the things are starting to get worn down by hazards. If we're able to keep like a lot of good offensive momentum up with pivot pressure and things like that, the resist like Hisuian Quillfish and Moltres may not appreciate switching into a potentially unboosted or boosted Leaf Storm into another one. The one catch-all here, I guess a few catch-alls. Moltres, depending on the set, can really sit in front of this thing, as can Whimsicott. Hisuian Quillfish doesn't have the best reliable recovery, so we're hoping to get some chip damage down on that, but the immediate hard check to this is going to be Sap Sipper for Farigiraf, which is why I went with Choice Scarf Terra Stellar Terra Blast. Stellar Terra Blast will be doing super effective damage to either of the two Terra Captains if they Terrastalize, but also we'll be getting a +1 special attack boost after each successful launch of that. So if Cacturn is the immediate, or excuse me, if Cacturn, I was looking at Cacturn. If Farigiraf is the immediate switch into this with Sap Sipper, hopefully we can catch it off guard with a Stellar Terra Blast and continue to just boost up from there. Other than that, if Farigiraf does not show up, Leaf Storm's probably going to be my best bet to just start clicking and spamming. Glare is nice for some speed control if we need it. We are faster than everything on there, so if maybe like Banded Lucario needs to get slowed down a little bit for something else to come in, if we need a little bit of that yellow color, so be it. And then Synthesis is there for the recovery. There really was not a fourth move that I thought, so if we can maybe bring this thing in against Politoed if we're a little low, scared out the Leaf Storm, go for his Synthesis, and then swap out and reposition, we can go for from there. Next up, we are bringing Husker the Ursaring. He's rocking Eviolites with the Eviolite with the Guts ability, Rest, Sleep Talk, Body Slam, and Bulk Up. We have 248 EVs in HP, 8 in defense, 252 in special defense with a Careful Nature. Nothing really stops this once we start getting like a Bulk Up off. I mean, the Lucario offensively can check us, and again, like a max defense, you know, Lucario, we'd have trouble breaking through. Other than that, Lucario is the only normal resist. So we can start going for those bulk ups, being able to toss off some body slams will be nice. They're stabbed, they're base 80 power. They have a 30% chance to paralyze as well. And then we also do get the guts boost while we're asleep, which is always a good thing. Next up, we are bringing Vaggie the Dancy. She is rocking her Power Herb with the Clear Body ability. We have Rock Polish, Moonblast, Earth Power, and Meteor Beam. 8 EVs in HP, 252 in special attack, 248 in speed with a modest nature. After a Rock Polish, we are outspeeding everything on Ellie's side of the field, barring any Scarfers that go above Jolteon or any Rain Sweepers. The Meteor Beam boost is going to go a long way in this matchup because Moonblast and Earth Power just do a ton of damage. Moonblast for the Politoed, Earth Power for the Lucario. Moltres, we can probably take a hit from if we go for like a second Meteor Beam. Flygon, Moonblast for Flygon, Moonblast for Floatzel, Moonblast for Whimsicott, Earth Power for Jolteon, for Hisuian Quillfish, Moonblast for Farigiraf, Cacturn, Moonblast, unless it is Terra Poison, then we go for Earth Power, and then Clawitzer is just Moonblast across the board. I don't think anything too crazy to say about that. We go for Rock Polish on the switch, hopefully get a nice Meteor Beam off and do some good damage. I've talked a lot about Lucario being pretty pressuring. It really was the biggest thing to me that was a concern coming into team prep, so I was trying to find a way around that. I mean, it was to the point of like, max 8. What was this set that I was running? I just deleted it from Showdown. What was this? The other idea for Drifblim was Will-O-Wisp, Calm Mind, Terra Blast, and Strength Sap. Max defense, max special defense, and 8 in speed. That was the other catch-all because I wasn't sure if it would be physical or special. And that helped all along. And then just regular Terra Blast would have been a base 80 special move that Drifblim could have just spammed until you know, Lucario went down and then looked pretty good to go from there. But like I said, I couldn't really think of anything too much to catch on this. I'm hoping Dazzle can help out and Husker to an extent can help with a specially offensive Lucario. But for a physically offensive Lucario, that thing hits hard. So we are bringing Stolas the Talonflame. In a more defensive role, we're also bringing it against his former owner and coach. So I'm hoping there's some good shenanigans going on there. Rocking the heavy duty boots with the Flame Body ability. We have Flamethrower, Hurricane, Roost, and Taunt. 180 EVs in HP, 252 in defense, 76 in speed with a bold nature. The HP and defensive investment is the most amount we can toss into that physical bulk to help out with physical Lucario. The 76 in speed putting us 1 point above physical Lucario. If it is a Scarf set, it will obviously outpace us. If it's Scarf physical, it does have that 30% chance to get burned from Flame Body. If we are faster than a standard SD Extreme Speed Lucario, provided it is not protective pads, we again have that 30% chance to burn. Flamethrower is great to hit it with. If it is raining, our Hurricanes do not miss, and Hurricanes go really unguarded in this matchup as well, so I'm hopeful that Talonflame can put in a lot of work. And last but not least, I wanted a Pokemon. We have it. I wanted to bring it because it helps out against its own predecessor, but also helps us abuse the rain in a little bit. We are bringing Cherry Bomb the Overquill. Now, she is holding her Clear Amulet with the Swift Swim ability. We have Swords Dance, Scale Shot, Poison Jab, and Liquidation, 252 EVs in attack, 24 in special defense, 232 in speed with an Adamant Nature. If she does bring the rain, Overquill is outpacing everything. Obviously, Floatzel will outspeed us in the rain from there, but we are outpacing everything in the rain that is not already max speed. If there is no rain after a Scale Shot, we are then outpacing the entire team at +1. Scale Shot being the dragon move that hits 2 to 5 times, drops our defense by 1 stage, but does boost our speed by 1 stage as well, so we're able to go from there. Swords Dance is great for setting up. I feel like her own Hisuian Quillfish is a good answer to this, so I'm hoping that with the Clear Amulet on the Intimidate switch, we just get a free Swords Dance off. We can start going for a Scale Shot, maybe even get 2 Swords Dances up and go from there. And just being able to start hitting things hard with the Scale Shot, Poison Jab, and Liquidation are just a great combination of coverage for her team. That is going to be the 6 that I am bringing this week. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm going to cut to team preview, and I'll see you guys there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with our week 8 match in P4G Pokemon for Glory. We are going up against Ellie and the Shanghai Dragons. I'm looking forward to this match. I hope you guys are too. If you guys missed the team builder, you guys can see the 6 that I am bringing on screen. Really looking forward to this matchup. This playoff race is so close. It is mind-blowing how close it is. Of course, we are recording this on Father's Day here in the United States, so if you are observing Father's Day, happy Father's Days to all my dads out there holding it down. Appreciate you guys. I will see you guys at team preview. All right, let's see what Ellie is cooking up here. We see, okay. No Moltres makes me feel better about a handful of things. So we see the Cacturne, Flygon, the Hisuian Quillfish. No rain either. Did not want to bring the Politoed. Jolteon and the Whimsicott. Okay. 2 Grassmons to really pressure our Gastrodon here. No rain means that if we can identify Scarfers early on and knock them out, Serpentious looks really good as well. Gastrodon lines up great against 4 out of 6, so I think she would lead with something like Whimsicott or Cacturne. So with that in mind, I'm going to lead off with Talonflame, kind of making that prediction. Cacturne does have the ability to Terra, Dark, Poison, or Fairy. We'll figure out which one that is. Trying to think, against my team, what makes the most sense? Maybe Poison against my team? Maybe? Just act as a Fairy resist against something like Diancie. So either way, I'm gonna lead off with Talonflame. I think that's the best type of counter lead, considering Jolteon or Gastrodon really handles 4 out of 6 mons. 2 of them really pressure Gastrodon. That's my thought process going into it. Leads off with R34, which is the Lucario. Okay, this is actually a great turn of events for me. I certainly don't hate the idea of just going for a Flamethrower, truthfully, and see what happens. Like Talonflame's here for Lucario, so I don't hate that. And Flygon resists, but other than that, Flamethrower is going to be pretty free. 72 to 85 to Lucario. I'm so with all this playoff stuff, my nerves are just at like an all-time high. So I'm gonna try my best to find some colorful commentary in between matches. I think, yeah, Flygon makes the most sense as like a swap. Is that Flygon? That is Flygon. Okay. Okay, a little bit of chip. We do see leftovers on Flygon. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I don't see you going for a... What if I just Hurricane here? Like, what is that? So we did what, about 15 with that? So that could be offensive. Hurricane's doing a fair chunk. I mean, I can just taunt this to prevent a Dragon Dance, right? It's kind of my thought. Stealth Rock. Okay. Okay. No rocks. Always a good thing. I'm going to toss off a Hurricane. I don't think you'd have, like... If you have Stone Edge, great. But I'll just toss off a Hurricane. Flamethrower is doing... So, Hurricane from this range should do about 36 to 40. We ultimately have a chance to burn at the end of the day as well, too. So, if it's a physical set, not like Dragon Pulse, Earth Power type of scenario. Big Hurricane. Good damage. Yep, about a third. Rock Tomb. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm -1, so you're going to be faster than me. Right? Yeah, you're going to be faster than me if you're max speed. What if I go out into Servine here? What if I would have went out to Servine on the Rock Tomb? Would that have not been insane? If I go into it now on the U-turn, then that's just getting red a little bit. Withdraws. Okay. I'll take that. Goes out into the Cacturn. Okay. Interesting. So Servine against Cacturn. If I Terrastalize and go for a Stellar Terrablast. So like Leaf Storm, so if you're what? Terra Poison? Yeah, I think Terrablast makes the most sense here. Especially because if it is going to Terrastalize here, the Terrablast will knock it out. Or it should. Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah. Stellar Terrablast should be putting this thing down. Oh, very bulky. We will get the boost here, which is always a good thing. Poison Jab. Poison Jab probably knocks me out, right? Like, that's no-brainer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cacturn KOs Servine with Poison Jab. I'm really curious. How much investment did you have for that? And does Cacturn get a move to threaten Overquill? Did you get like Stomping Tantrum and stuff like that? So I'm wondering if I just go out into Overquill here. So let's see. So you're physically offensive with what? Poison Jab. Let me get the right calc open here. Cacturn. What's the best thing you can hit me with here? Stomping Tantrum? 50 to 59. I'll go for the Swords Dance here. Goes back down to the Lucario. Okay. And liquidation does 88 to 104. I'll try it. Depending on the set, we are going to be slower. So maybe if it's a life orb set. We live a life orb hit as well. So if it's life orb, that would put it in a better, more favorable range for liquidation. Life orb close combat doing 90 to us at most. Agility. Okay. Big damage. Okay, so you are +2. So if I go for the scale shot now, that probably makes the most sense, right? Puts me down to 29. Okay. And it does die to its own life orb recoil, so I don't even get the speed boost. Ooh, that was good. Lucario dies to life orb recoil against overquill. I like that. Okay. Something faster than me can come in right here now, right? I might want to save this because I can scale shot against the Cacturn. We'll see. That's low. Cacturn is... I'm just making sure I've got all my notes here. Poison on Cacturn. Flygon's pretty defensive. Here comes Winton. Which is going to be the Jolteon. Okay. Do I want to save this? Like, I feel like Gastrodon is such a, like, a fine play. I'll go for Poison Jab here just in case she Baton passes, making that prediction. Like, I go down either way, and then Gastrodon comes in. There's a Volt Switch. Okay. Jolteon, KOs. Overquill. With Volt Switch. Lucario is pretty pressuring. Here comes the Flygon again. Okay. A little leftovers there. Give me 1 second here, because I'm wondering if the Deancey comes in and pulls the trigger now. Deancey lives in Earthquake 79 to 93 from Flygon. If I go for a Rock Polish, I'm then faster than everything else. I'll go for it. Gotta make big plays. Here's the Earthquake. Brings me down to 45. Okay. Meteor Beam does not knock this thing out. However, Moonblast does. So I'm just going to go for a Moonblast here. So Gastrodon really would have just sat in front of this thing and clicked Ice Beam then. Withdraws. Ooh, I could have gone for the Power Herb Meteor Beam there. Here comes the Quillfish. Okay. Okay, that did a fair amount of damage. Would this thing have Aqua Jet? Where am I at? I'm at 19%. Aqua Jet has a roll to not kill me if there's no investment on here. I'm going to take this opportunity to go for the Meteor Beam. All right, we are going to connect. That should be a dead Overquill. DNC KOs, or dead Quillfish. Quillfish with Meteor Beam. Okay. I'm now +1. I don't want to go for Meteor Beam ever again. Okay. Not necessarily out of the woods, but I'm hoping there is no Scarfer and Lucario was the speed control. Maybe. Fingers crossed. Fingers and toes crossed. Okay, here comes Whimsicott. Moonblast should knock this thing out. In theory. Switcheroo. Okay. What do I get? A lagging tail? Oh my god, I do. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'm trying to think. So Flygon, Stellaron, Cacturne, Stellaron, Jolteon, and Whimsicott are Stellaron. I have a full health Gastrodon in the back. Gastrodon should be able to take on... Yeah, I'll just go for a Moonblast here. Whimsicott. KO's DNC. Moonblast. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a world where Whimsicott knocks out Talonflame. So do I just Roost here to keep healthy for, like, Cacturne? It's not, like, max speed or anything. All right, it's going to take my boots away. That's fine. Now, I'm going to Roost. I wonder if it's Switcheroo Encore. I'm going to switch back out into Ursaring. Or I'm going to switch out into Ursaring, rather. And just go for a Body Slam. Or I could just double back into Talonflame and click Flamethrower. I mean, there's no... I don't think there's any drawback from that. Leech Seed. Okay. Yeah, this will get a little bit of recovery back, but if she tries to switcheroo my Eviolite off me, then Talonflame will get the boots back. Yep. Okay, I'll get my boots back here. And I will just go for a Flamethrower. Okay, gonna take it away. I have no boots, however, this will knock out Talonflame. Theo's Whimsicott. Flamethrower. Okay, that is fine. Cacturne, Flygon, and Jolteon left. U-turn.exe. Okay. So this is you. I'll just go into... Yeah, I'll just go out into Gastrodon here. There's a Rock Tomb. Okay. Yeah, I think it makes the most sense just to go for Ice Beam. There's rocks up. Okay, rocks are up. Gastrodon, let's KO this thing. Gestion Chaos Flygon with Ice Beam. Oh, no, actually. Excuse me. So if I keep this thing healthy and go out in a Talonflame right now, what is that doing for me? Like, I'm going to take my 50%, but I feel like Earthquake's going to be the play. Like, just get as much damage as you can on this thing for Cacturn. I'm faster than this. It goes for the Earthquake again. Okay. Now, her Flamethrower was doing about 15%, I think. Yeah, you're going to be past that. I got to hit a Hurricane right here. Let's go for it. Nope. All right. Can you miss a Rock Tomb? You cannot. Okay. Flygon KOs Talonflame with Rock Tomb. We've seen Stealth Rock, Rock Tomb, Earthquake, Blank. So does Ursaring come in and start bulking up? You can try it. I'll go for it. I'm faster? Or do you have Dragon Tail? Dragon Tail. There it is. Oh, you miss. Okay. Eye for an eye. Eye for an eye. I'm +1. Body Slam should pick this thing off. There's the Rock Tomb to drop my speed. Beautiful. I'm at 255. All right. Ursaring KOs Flygon with Body Slam. I guess it really depends on final set here. Here comes what? Cacturn? Yep, Cacturn's going to come in. You get a fighting move? What fighting move do you get? A Brick Break? Maybe. Yeah, that should not do too much to me. So I think Ursaring might be able to pop this up here. Leaf Storm. Okay. Eject Pack. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, Jolteon 96 to 113. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to rest here to make sure that I can take on the Cacturn then. Copycat. Oh, we got some tech here. Okay. All right, Jolteon has Copycat, Volt Switch. Okay. Yeah, I'll Sleep Talk here. All right, Body Slam should be able to pick this up. Give me a good Sleep Talk roll. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I'll go for another one. Doing about 22% to us. There's a bulk up. Okay, so now I at least know that I live a hit from Cacturn. All right, 2 turns. I'm going to go for a rest right here. I'm not trying to be super low for Cacturn to come in. All right, now I just need good Sleep Talk rolls. Come on. Yeah, 20 to 22. All right. Let me get one. Copycat for the Sleep Talk. Oh, bulk up. I love bulk up Jolteon. It's my favorite set. Come on, Ursaring. Okay. I guess it comes down to... I need to play it as safe as possible to preserve differential. I'm going to go for another rest here. It's going to be a little bit of a long end game. I apologize to viewers. I apologize to Ellie for this, but I'd like to win with as much of a better differential as I can going into playoffs, so the end of the season numbers are a little bit better. So I will go for rest here. There's also a chance where Cacturne crits me on the switch. Just being able to knock me out there. So that's the reason behind what I'm doing. I certainly don't like an end game just to drag it out. There's also a chance that Jolteon crits me on like the second to last one if I go for an attack. So let's see if we can get a body slam. No. Okay. See, because it's when I get down to this down here that I get worried. Boy, these sleep talk turns are rough. Let me take a look. Cacturne, offensive spikes if you have Brick Break. Yeah, I need to stay healthy because a crit can knock me out, and then Gastrodon does not appreciate a Leaf Storm thereafter. So I'm going to go for a rest. I do not want to lose to a crit. I need to get the right rolls on my sleep talk. I need to get the right rolls on my sleep talk. A crit from Cacturne either way would put me down if I get both. If I talking this one through, if Jolteon is able to get the 3, oh, she forfeits. Okay. Well, again, so again, my thought process there. GG's to Ellie. I'm in no way intending to like drag it out. The idea behind that there is that if Cacturne comes in and does get a crit, I want to be as healthy as possible to take those. I am Eviolite with max HP, max SPDF, so I'm able to live a crit Leaf Storm. A crit Leaf Storm does 44 to 51, which is where Jolteon is putting me after 3 Thunderbolts. Same thing if she is running like the Brick Break or even like the Terra Poison, Poison Jab. Yeah, even there, 26 to 31. If she's putting me down into like the 40% range there, Leaf Storm crit, if she's carrying the right tech on it, like a fighting move for Ursaring, that ends up putting me down there. So I'm not attempting to drag it out. I apologize to anybody who may feel one way or another about it. That certainly is not my intention. GG's to Ellie. I thought that was a very, very great game. I love the prep work that went into it. I think we had a lot of very good back and forths. Go show some love to Ellie. The link to her channel will be in the description down below. And with that being said, we are going to move on to playoffs. I believe, actually, depending on the settings, that Ellie and I both do move into playoffs to some contention. So hopefully we'll get a good rematch that's not as drawn out on my end there at the end. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like if you have. Subscribe for more Draft League content. We are on our way to the playoffs, baby. All I want to... I'm like in my... I got my post-game jitters on there. I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later. Hey guys, just a quick note here, following out of the match. If you guys have watched Ellie's side or you're coming from Ellie's side, you definitely have raising some eyebrows there. I brought an illegal set to a Draft League match. On all my prep notes, you guys will see a screenshot here. I've talked about it in prior team builders. I thought I was Grass Stellar and Fire Terra typing on Servine. It didn't make sense to have Fairy. Fire was better to kind of tech on and work with. And I typed into the Discord, and I'll post the screenshot of that as well, that I'm updating from Grass Stellar Fire to Grass Fairy Fire. So somewhere in my mind, the words did not transmit into my keys, and an illegal set by rule ends up being a 6-0 win in Ellie's favor. I candidly don't think it impacted the gameplay that much, but the rules are the rules. I'm not going to fight that. The proof is in the pudding at the end of the day. Based on playoffs, we are still in the playoffs, having a 4-4 schedule. And then as a result, Ellie's differential also does put her into playoff contention as well. So at the end of the day, it is Pokemon. I certainly apologize for anybody who's Especially after the long drawn out I did to preserve a better differential. I end up getting 6-0'd by regulation. So that is going to be what it is. I'm sorry to anybody that may be let down by this. We're still moving on to playoffs next week. I certainly apologize to Ellie for a drawn out match only to turn around and be what it is. But that's Pokemon. That's Draft League at the end of the day. That'll teach me to double check all my notes at the end of the day. Talk to you guys in the next video.